All of you are requested to give a thumbs up in the comment section below so that we can begin this particular session. So I hope that I am audible and visible to all of you. So my dear friends, once again a warm welcome to all of you in the today's daily current affairs session on EduTap. And my dear friends, as we all know that current affairs plays a really very important part in the exams. For example, NABARD Grade A, RBI Grade B and SEBI Grade A. And that is the reason that I am back with a very important session in which we are going to discuss the top PIB news from the month of October 2021. And today is the day 12 of this particular series of the today's session. And my dear friends, so before starting the session, if you are new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. And you can also join our Telegram channel to get the access to the PDF of the lectures. To join the Telegram channel, kindly click on the link given in the description below. And I'm glad to announce that we are also running a weekend sale in which we are offering 40% off plus additional 5% off on our various courses. For example, for the RBI Grade B, SEBI Grade A, NABARD Grade A, ASIC Deputy Director, IBPS AFO and all these particular courses. But please make sure when you are purchasing the courses from the portal, please make sure that you use the code weekend in order to avail this particular discount of 40% plus additional 5%. Okay, and this particular code is only valid from 16th to 18th of October 2021. So I hope that this is very much clear to all of you. And now my dear friends, let's see that what are the different topics that we are going to discuss in our today's session. So the two topics that we are going to discuss are, the first one is the Food Tech Summit 2021 and the second topic is the guidelines for the cyber security in power sector. So let's move on to the session. Let's get started. So my dear friends, if we talk about the very first topic, that is the Food Tech Summit 2021, then recently the Ministry of Food Processing Industries under the PMFME scheme have organized a Food Tech Summit. Okay, and what was the reason behind organizing this particular Food Tech Summit, my dear friends? With the help of this particular summit, the Ministry of Food Processing Industries aims to set the stage for all the food tech stakeholders so that they can impart and discuss as well as acquaint the micro enterprises on the new emerging trends in the food processing as well as technological innovations, so that these micro enterprises can acquaint and can update themselves on the new emerging trends in order to increase their production in the and also to be get updated in the recent food processing and technological innovations. And that is the reason that this particular summit was being organized by the Ministry of Food Processing and Industries on the occasion of World Food Day 2021. So all of you are requested to tell me in the comment section below that what exactly is the theme of World Food Day 2021. If we talk about this particular day, then this particular day is being celebrated every year on 16th of October, and this year as well all over the world this particular day is being celebrated on 16th of October 2021. So now my dear friends, if we talk about the main aim of this particular summit, then my dear friends, with this particular summit the ministry aims to educate as well as guide the stakeholders of these micro enterprises so that these micro enterprises make informed decisions in order to scale up their food businesses in the present scenario. And that is the reason that this particular summit has been organized by Ministry of Food Processing Industries. And here if we talk about the key takeaways, then my dear friends, the key takeaways are, the first of all, the name of the ministry which has organized this particular summit, then it was being organized on the occasion of World Food Day 2021, which is celebrated every year on 16th of October. And apart from that, if we talk about the Food Tech Summit, then during this Food Tech Summit, various different discussions and sessions were being conducted. And what exactly were these? So my dear friends, these particular sessions were being conducted on these particular topics, that is indigenous food, scale, market and its processing in the micro industries. Apart from that, there was a session on the new generation food and technology, recent trends. Then there was again a session on the export potential food products and its scope in the micro food enterprises and so on. So as we have already discussed that this particular summit was being organized by the ministry under the PMFME scheme. So what exactly the PMFME stands for? So see, I will not be discussing the whole scheme here, but I have a small snippet from where you can see the different features of this particular scheme. So first of all, if we talk about the full form of this PMFME, then it stands for the Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises PMFME scheme. And my dear friends, if we talk about its various features, then it is a centrally sponsored scheme, and the main aim of launching this particular scheme was to enhance the competitiveness of the existing individual micro enterprises in the unorganized segment of the FPI. So my dear friends, now all of you are requested to tell me in the comment section below that the year in which this particular scheme was being launched, and apart from that you are also required to tell me that which one is the implementing authority as well as the ministry of this particular scheme, and what are the different targets of this PMFME scheme. So all of you are requested to answer these particular questions in the comment section below, and I hope that this particular news article is very much clear to all of you. So now let's move on to the next topic of our today's session, that is guidelines for cybersecurity in power sector. So my dear friends, recently the government of India has released the guidelines for the cyber security in power sector. And if we talk about the guidelines, then these guidelines have been prepared by the Central Electricity Authority under the Ministry of Power. And what exactly is the reason behind coming up with the guidelines for the cyber security in the power sector? My dear friends, the main reason is that with this particular guidelines, the government of India aims to create a cyber secure system. They want to protect our power sector from any kind of these viruses and these virus attacks, and that is the reason that they have come up with these guidelines which have been prepared by the Central Electricity Authority under the Ministry of Power. So if you talk about the aim, then my dear friends, it has been come up with this in order to create a cyber secure ecosystem. And if we talk about these guidelines, then my dear friends, these guidelines are meant to be adhered by all the power sector utilities in order to create a cyber secure ecosystem. Okay, and if you talk about these guidelines, then these guidelines have been prepared under the direction of the Union Minister of Power, Shri R.K. Singh. And if we talk about these particular guidelines, then these guidelines lays down a required actions for the cyber security preparedness across the various utilities in the private sector, and who all these organizations are who are required to who are mandated to follow these particular guidelines. We are also going to discuss that in the upcoming slides. Okay, so my dear friends, if we talk about the guidelines that have been created by Central Electricity Authority, then these guidelines are going to lay down a cyber assurance framework, and it is also going to strengthen the regulatory framework. Apart from that, these guidelines are also going to put in place a mechanism, and these mechanisms will be for the security threat early warning systems. It will also protect the power sector from these kind of various attacks which are really very common in nowadays. And my dear friends, apart from that, it will also put in place a mechanism and response to security threats. It is also going to secure the remote operations as well as services. It will also lead to protection and the resilience of critical information and etc. And apart from that, all of these, then it is also going to result in the promotion of the research and development in the cyber security. And my dear friend, this is also going to lead to a promotion of research and development, and now more and more entities will be set up in order to invest and in order to create such kind of guidelines and softwares in the private as well as public sector systems. Now if you talk about the applicability of these guidelines to various organizations, then my dear friends, these kind of guidelines will be applicable to all the responsible entities such as the system integrators, the equipment manufacturers, the suppliers, as well as the vendors. It will be applicable to service providers as well as IT hardware and software. And my dear friends, what this will be done, what this will be do, so this will protect the control systems for the system operation as well as the operation management and communication systems, and it will also going to impact the telecontrol technologies. So that's how these kind of guidelines are really going to make an impact in the power sector, and they are going to protect our power sector from these cyber attacks. Apart from that, if we talk about these guidelines, then guys, these guidelines also mandates the information and communication technology based procurement from the identified trusted sources as well as identified trusted products. See, if they have not been procured from these two kind by following these two things, then these products are meant to be tested for the malware or hardware trojan before getting deployed for use in the power supply system network when these systems for trusted product and services is in place. And my dear friends, that's how this particular thing is going to promote the research and development in the cyber security, and it is also going to open up the market for setting up cyber testing infrastructure in the public as well as private sector in the country. And that's how these guidelines are going to impact our power sector. So my dear friend, this is the first time that these kind of guidelines have been framed by the government of India. So if we talk about the key takeaways, then key takeaways are, first of all, the name of the authority is very much important, which has come up with these guidelines, which have prepared these guidelines, that is Central Electricity Authority under the Ministry of Power. And now these guidelines will be applicable to which entities? All of them, like the system integrators, equipment manufacturers, suppliers, vendors, as well as service providers. So I hope that this particular news is also very much clear to all of you. And now we will be moving towards a small MCQ series, and these small MCQ series have been brought here in order to analyze whether you have gathered all the key takeaways from the session or not. And that is the reason that these particular MCQs have been brought up. So my dear friends, from the very first MCQ from our today's session is here on your screen. So the very first question is here on your screen, and all of you are requested to answer the question in the comment section below. Here the very first question is, which one of the following under the Ministry of Power has prepared the guidelines for the cyber security in power sector? Please tell me the answer in the comment section below, whether it is option A, Central Electricity Authority, or it is option B, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, or it is option C, that is Indian Computer Emergency Response System, or it is option D, that is Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. And either it is option E, that is all of the above. So my dear friends, the right answer to this particular question is option A, that is Central Electricity Authority. And I want to add here that Central Electricity Authority under the Ministry of Power has prepared these kind of guidelines, and these guidelines have been framed after in due deliberations with these particular organizations, that is CERT and Indian Computer Emergency Response System, IIT Kanpur, and etc. CSIR was not the part of this deliberation team, but if we talk about the organization which has prepared these guidelines, then the right answer for that question will be only the Central Electricity Authority, and Sheetal has answered the question correctly, that is option A. So my dear friends, now let's move on to the second question of the today's session, which is here on your screen. So please tell me in the comment section below what exactly is the right answer. And here the question is, which one of the following statement is or are correct regarding the Food Tech Summit which was held recently? So to answer this particular question, all of you are requested to quickly go through these particular statements and tell me in the comment section below that which statement is are correct regarding the Food Tech Summit 2021. See, we have discussed this Food Tech Summit 2021 in a very detailed manner, and now please tell me in the comment section below that which statement is correct. So my dear friends, if we talk about the right answer to this particular question, the right answer to this particular question is Option C, that is both 1 and 3, that is both first and third statement are correct from this particular three statements. Let's discuss these statements one by one. If we talk about the very first statement, it says that the summit was organized by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries. That's true as per our discussion, and this particular summit was being organized under the Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises scheme, and that's information is also true. And if we talk about the third statement, the third statement says that the summit was held in order to educate and guide the stakeholders to make informed decisions in order to scale up their food business. See, that was the aim of organizing this particular summit. That is the reason that why Ministry of Food Processing Industries have come up with this particular summit. So this particular statement and the first statement is correct. Now let's see that why exactly the second statement is incorrect. See, the second statement says that the summit was organized in order to commemorate World Food Safety Day, which is celebrated every year on 16th October. So my dear friends, here it is being given that it was organized to commemorate the World Food Safety Day, but as per our discussion, this particular summit was being organized by Ministry of Food Processing Industries to commemorate the World Food Day, which is celebrated every year on 16th October. So my dear friend, that is the reason that why the statement 2 was incorrect. Now there is another task for all of you. As the World Food Safety Day we have also discussed here, so please tell me in the comment section below that when exactly the World Food Safety Day is being celebrated. Okay, so my dear friends, I hope that these two questions are really very much clear to all of you, and that was all from the session. If you have any queries, then you can ask your queries in the comment section below. You can ask the queries regarding the exam or regarding any other preparation. Okay, so all of you are requested to ask your questions in the comment section below, and I am waiting for the responses in the comment section below. Please tell me if you have any kind of questions in the comment section below. So the comment section is empty here, so I hope that there are no more queries in your mind. So my dear friends, still if you have any queries, then you can drop us a mail at hello@edutap.co.in, and you can also place a call on 8146207241. So I hope that today's session was useful and fruitful to all of you. If you have liked the session, please give a thumbs up in the comment section below, and for the queries you can choose any of the below given mediums. So my dear friends, once again, thank you for joining us. Wish you all happy